Welcome to DBL. We've got our special guest co-host, Marilu Henner.
Yeah.
It was either allowing me to come as a co-host or it was going to be a restraining order. Because I'm so obsessed with you guys. And we're almost having our first year anniversary.
I know.
May 14th.
See how she remembers everything.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that because, yes, she is such a gift, you guys. But, of course, you guys know her from everything from her iconic role in the hit 70s sitcom Taxi or Evening Shade, Broadway, Dancing with the Stars, New York Times bestselling author, also on The Apprentice twice. You were on the All-Stars as well. Yeah, I know. I do it all. You do it all. We're so lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. When Bert called me, I was like, yes, jumping on the bed.
And, and just so our viewers know, Marilu is going to be here all week.
Yes. In the flesh. She used to jet off to LA, come back.
Yeah, I know. You know what? Let's see how much love I get on Friday. There's a lot right now in the room, but let's see.
Okay, we'll see. All right, so all the stars were posting to social media yesterday. Did you see, in honor of Mother's Day, of course, including Mariah Carey, Nick Jonas, and Priyanka Chopra, shared the first picture of their daughter, and Winona Judd, who posted this throwback photo saying how much she missed her mom. I know it made me get teary-eyed. Did you guys see this? This is J-Lo and Ben. This is a throwback video of them courtside wishing their moms a happy Mother's Day.
Babies.
Meantime, Sherri Shepherd had something very interesting to say, and I feel like a lot of moms can relate. She said it's her biggest insecurity because she always feels like she's doing something wrong. Now, we're so lucky to also have you here because you're a mother of two.
Yes.
We were talking about your sons. You were glowing in the makeup room, but you also are an author of a book about parenting.
I know.
How to not raise a brat.
No, it's called I Refuse to Raise a Brat.
Bravo.
Because it could be called I Refuse to Date a Brat because little brats turn into big brats.
Yes.
So you can kind of find, your kind of brat that you're like looking for. And here's the thing, a guilty parent is the worst parent. It's really about bringing up your children with the right balance of frustration and gratification. And it's hard, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times parents want to be the best friend instead of being the parent. They don't want to have boundaries, or you're competing in a divorce situation with a parent who's like doing the opposite.
Wow.
I remember when my son Nicky was 2.5, and he was like saying he wanted something that one of his friends had, and he was like, I won't give this to me. You're a bad mommy. And I said, you're not supposed to point. He said, you're a bad mommy.
That's a creative kid.
Yes. So I never minded being the bad mommy. You know what I mean? Because sometimes kids have to have boundaries, and they will come bouncing off of all of that. But once that stick turns blue, it's that pilot light in your life. It could be like the high fire, or it's like, but it's always there.
Yeah.
It's the most important thing to do.
I learned about boundaries teaching 7th grade, 5 years.
Yeah.
And like there's always this thing like you want to be the cool, hey, Mr. Schroeder, how you doing? It's like, yes, you can have some of that towards the end of the year after you've already put some credibility in, like, hey, you have plenty of friends here at the school. I'm not your friend. I'm here to teach you and to give you an environment to grow and thrive in, and everything wants boundaries. And it seems like you wouldn't want to do that to something you love, but if you really love your kids, your friends, you're raising a puppy, it needs boundaries. Otherwise, it's going to run wild and it's going to blame you for it because it's not going to be accepted.
And your kid's peeing on the kitchen floor.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Been there. I've been there. You said something the other day, if you're comfortable sharing it. If not, you can just give us a Reader's Digest version.
Run away.
But no, I thought it was really important because you brought up boundaries and discipline. Both of you did. Your disciplinarian method the other day turned into a bonding experience. If you want to share that, I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah, but just because like you said, Marilu, you don't want to be the bad guy, right? Because you're their parent. You want to be the cool dad, but sometimes you have to, tell them what's right or wrong. And in this case, my wife was embarrassed, like I'm sure you were at times, taking the boys to school, and my oldest boy was acting out a little bit and like pulling on her. And he was tired, and Jordan came home, my wife, and said she was embarrassed. So I had a long talk with him. I picked him up, and we took a long drive and talked about respect.
How old is he?
5.
Okay.
But how old school? They got in the car?
Yeah, so he took him for a drive, and I'm like, I know you don't know the word respect, but you respect your family, you respect your mother, number one, and you respect people in your class. If someone's making fun of somebody, you respect that person, right? And we had a long talk and maybe a little emotional. He wasn't receiving it well, but I could hear he was hearing because he was crying. And then a week later, fast forward, and he was drawing something, and the little one said something, and Lawson goes, hey, you respect mommy.
Yeah.
You know, so it got in there. It got in there.
And it's hard to be that person. You know? Like you're setting boundaries for like bedtimes and, you know, like 2 stories, you know, because otherwise they'll get like 6 water glasses.
Oh my gosh.
They set their watch and they don't even have one. You know what I mean? They know I'll wear them down. I'll wear them down. And your word has to mean something, and that's the most important thing.
What was your, now we all have young kids. Yours are getting up there though. But what would be your advice now that your kids are grown to some of the younger parents out there?
Or to me.
Okay, well, you're going to make mistakes no matter what you do. Try not to feel guilty about everything. I'll tell you one of the big mistakes that I think women make is that they apologize for their job, or their fathers do, like, oh, I have to go to work now, blah, blah. And it's like, if the kid thinks like you're not enjoying your work, then they feel like, well, why are you letting it take you away from me? Let it take you away from me. And so if you say, no, I love my job, I love you, you know, it's like a respect for your time.
Right.
And that's one of the best things that you can do for your kids, because then they learn to respect their time as well. And keep the creativity coming. You know, that's really important. We play a game called the stair game, and you can play with all kinds of great kids and ages. And you sit at the top of our stairs, and you can ask kids questions, and they move down a stair, and they feel like, and you can do it with a 2-year-old, you can do it with a 6-year-old, you can do it with a 12-year-old, and I do it with my husband.
Every time they answer a question, they
move down a stair.
That's
and you sort of like, and you could say to like a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, how do you spell the word I? And then, you know, they say I, and it goes, yeah! So you play the stair game. You know, you have to like, they're not like this all the time.
That's the problem. That is the problem.
But a babysitter.
I am glad, though, again, I'm not a mom and I don't know this, but I'm glad it's in the conversation, that it's not perfect 1950s, that we are talking about it, and I'm so lucky to have that, because that's real.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes there's too much talk about it.
I don't even know how it got to there being the perfect parent. Who is? Who's the perfect person? I don't know how it got there.
No. Not a perfect anything.
Exactly.
No.
Progress, not perfection.
That's right, except for me.